Hey guys, so in this video I'm just going to be going over how to multiply and divide basic fractions. And it's pretty easy and simple compared to adding and subtracting. You just simply multiply across. You don't have to have a like common denominator. You just multiply across. Now on dividing, you can't divide by fractions. You have to multiply by the reciprocal, which is when you take the second fraction, make sure it's always the second fraction, or in this case the bottom one's the second one. You take it and you just flip it. So 1/2, divide by 1/2 is the same thing as multiplying by 2. And I'll show when I get to that. So for the first one, it's pretty easy and simple. You just multiply across. So 4 times 1 is 4. And then 5 times 2 is 10. And you can even reduce that. 2 goes into 4 twice. It goes into 10 5 times. And it's 2/5. Now this one, when you get to dividing by fractions, like I said, you do the reciprocal. Because if I take something, I see how many times 1/2 can go into something, it's the same thing as multiplying by 2. So we turn this now into a multiplication, and we flip this. So 1/2 is now 2 over 1. And now we do like we did before, we just cross multiply. So 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 times 1 is 3. So your answer is 4/3. Then we come back to another basic multiplication one. Now another thing you can actually do is, so here we got a fraction, we reduced it. You can actually start reducing numbers before you do it. So on this one, you have to do it by tops and bottoms. So 2 and 7, none of those have common numbers, but 3 and 6, they do have common numbers. So a way to make this easier is you actually cross this out, and right above it, it's numbers that can go into it. So what numbers go into 6 is 3 times 2. Now we can cancel these 3's out, and they simply get rewritten as 1. So now what we're left with is essentially 2 over 1 times 2/7. So that is now 2 times 2 is 4, and just 7 on the bottom, and that's your answer, 4/7. Now this is just another way to do division, to right division, and it's the same thing. You're going to have to do the reciprocal. So one way that teachers like to describe this is, especially my favorite teacher that I always recommend subscribing to, is Professor Rob Bob. What he always does is he likes to write it like this. We'll draw it and go up. So what that's telling is that this fraction is coming up here. That's what the first line is. And you're also flipping it, which is what the second one is. So this is now being, and you're also multiplying it, because again, you can't divide fractions. So we can now rewrite this as 1/2 times -3 over 1. And so that's why it's that double line. You're bringing it up and you're flipping it at the same time, just like how Professor Rob Bob always describes it. So now we get rewritten as this, 1/2 times -3. And so we go straight across, and it's a negative, so we know right away it's a negative. 3 times 1 is 3, and 2 times 1 is 2. So the answer is -3 over 2. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.